Leah at home. I just finished doing a video on my notes section of my Erin Condren Life Planner, and now I want to show you my budget notebook, so let's check it out. This is my budget notebook for the year 2018, and hopefully it will last me through 2019 as well. It's an Erin Condren notebook. I think it was about $20. This is one of the interchangeable covers. They come off here. And I got it the same size as my life planner so that I can just have more covers to play with on my different notebooks and planners. But I got the crystal pattern specifically for my budget notebook because it's beautiful, and I thought it was appropriate for money, and crystals have good vibes, right? So, good vibes. So let's take a look. So here, well, I just have a snap-in. This is the Erin Condren snap-in sticky notes. This is the painted petals ones. I'm using a couple over here as notes for, it's kind of like agenda notes for our weekly budgeting. We have budget dates, we call it, my husband and I, on Friday evenings, to just look at the budget. And usually there's more to do at the beginning and end of the month, so I have beginning and end. But we've changed some things, so I'm actually going to rework those. But it's nice to have the notes there so we know what we're doing. And then to show you, the opening page was kind of boring. It was just like gray and blue, and I want something fun. So I washi taped some paper in, and this is kind of a design to inspire me. So, you know, you should come up with something that inspires you. But I did a sun, and in the middle here are our big financial goals: being debt-free, owning a home, having an emergency fund, and saving for retirement. And then having these things will allow me to do these things on the side. I mean, we do some of them now, but to do them more, and, you know, these will help us enjoy life, basically. And so that's my little inspiring opening page there. Okay, so getting right into it. These are my 2018 goals. So our big goal this year is to buy a house. And so that's number one here. Save up as much as possible beyond the down payment for buying and moving expenses. And really for us, the goal is to purchase a house where the mortgage and property taxes and such, the monthly payments are lower than what we're paying now in rent. Then I want to make sure to save up enough for books and supplies for a fantastic homeschool year. My daughter will be starting kindergarten in the fall, and to be honest, I try to keep it simple. We have a lot of materials already, but I do love books, and I want to make sure that we have what we need. And then home and garden projects, as we will be buying a home, and because we're on a budget, I'm anticipating it's one that might just need, hopefully not like a full-on fixer-upper, but might just need some updates. And so I also want to save up for home and garden projects. I have dreams of a big garden. I'm excited. There probably will be videos. And then we also have some more debt that we're working on paying down, and want to make sure when my husband switches jobs that we're matching the funds, any funds that they offer, any matching into the 401k. Okay, my video cut out on me for a minute there, so excuse me if things have shifted. So these are my 2018 goals: buy a house, books and supplies for a fantastic homeschool year, home and garden projects, and some other financial goals: paying down debt, matching funds, and 401k. This side is where we're starting 2018, and I don't feel comfortable sharing the specifics of what we have, but we've got savings, we've got 2 big chunks of debt, some investments. I have a Schwab account, and a retirement fund. I just want to mark kind of where we are, so I'm aware of where we're starting, and then at the end of the year, we'll see where we end up. Okay, things are falling off. I just had to, I'll clip a little part out there, but this is the next page. So you can see some of this isn't filled out yet. These are what I'm calling our baby steps. I did read Total Money Makeover, and I do like a lot of Dave Ramsey's ideas. We, after a lot of thought, are not following his baby steps exactly, so I kind of adjusted and made my own list of what we want to do. The biggest difference being we are pausing our debt snowball to buy a house that is hopefully going to help us save money in the long run, and we'll be putting our money into our own house instead of paying landlords. And that's something, as well as other factors too. That's just something we decided to do after a lot of thought and discussion among my husband and I. And from there, so this is a long-term plan. Our debt is not something that's going to be gone in a year or even two. So yeah, this is a long-term plan, but it feels good to have the plan there. This is a page for debt, and I haven't written out yet because I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with it. I really like visual things like bars and whatever that you pay down, but I've been finding that when you pay extra on, a loan or a car, the amount and interest you have to pay changes, so it kind of messes up my whole visual thing here. But just last night I was watching Jen Plan's budget notebook or budget planner for this year, and she has a really good idea for budget, so I'm probably going to copy her on that. She only has one thing, and I'll just have my two, so I'll just divide it into two and either do it this way or this way. I will link her video below, and if you haven't seen her videos and you are watching this, you're probably going to want to check them out, so go check her out. Okay, moving on. Let's see. This is our savings page. So our big savings right now is for house and moving expenses. We already have a down payment, so it's for, I'm hoping we can save enough for moving expenses and like physical movers and closing costs. That's the goal here. And we have an emergency fund. We did that in baby step one. Dave Ramsey suggests $1,000. We have more than that because we felt like we needed more than that. We didn't feel comfortable with 1,000. But I don't have the exact amount, but that's my little, it's all colored in, and that makes me happy. This is our annual sinking funds page. You'll also see sinking funds appear in my monthly budgets. So I haven't filled in the numbers yet, but basically they're big items, right? We have car insurance, home insurance, water, car maintenance regulation, and not regulation, registration. And then things like homeschool, household and personal care. There's just homeschool. I usually buy a lot of stuff in, before the fall, like in August, and then I'll usually buy some stuff in December as well, as we kind of reset in January. And so it's better if I save up each month for that. If you don't know what sinking funds are, I will link to a video. It might be another Jen Plans one or somebody else that I like on sinking funds, because people have already explained it really well. You could also look it up. But this is my annual page for it. So this is where I'm going to put the expected and the actual. And then I also made a tab here to note, taking the expected, how much is it per month? And there's room to add more here. I've already, since I wrote this page, I added a couple down here. I need to pay for my planners, let's be honest. So that's going in there as well. Okay. So this is my annual overview. And for those that have the planners, they have the page, the double page spread that has all the months and has the dates. And I've seen a lot of them will put like the, the little circles, little transparent circles from Christiane Designs, and I love that, and it's really cute, but I didn't need a lot of what was in the planner. So this is kind of my attempt to make that page in my notebook, and I think it came out quite cute. These stickers, oh, I should have mentioned, all the stickers in here so far, are Erin Condren. These ones I think are they're from one of the sticker books, and I think it's just like the classic sticker book, and I'm going to just go back, and these are one of the sticker sheets. You can see it matches the theme I used. Ooh, okay, we'll cut that out. So yeah, these are from Erin Condren Sticker Book, Classic. So I just did each month out here, and then big things that happen, I'm writing underneath in that month. So for example, we pay car insurance in January and July. Again, we're hoping to move. We're planning on moving, and we don't know exactly when yet because we're buying a house and that's all variable. So, but hopefully in like spring, summer. So that's why some of the stuff is in parentheses. I don't, some of the home stuff is going to change. And I'm sure there'll be more that I will be filling in here. This is just like a start to this. Okay. So more tracking. I love charts and tracking things. This page is for investments and retirement. It's not something that's a focus for us right now, but I just want to keep an eye on it. So this is my Schwab account, stocks, cash, and the total, and then our 401k. And then if we do at some point want to open, let's say a Roth IRA or something, I left a column there for that. And I might not even track it every month, but just to get a general idea of where it's going, make sure, just, it's an out of sight, out of mind. I want it to be in sight and in mind. So that's there for that. This page I'm kind of excited about. These are some of the variable expenses we have. Food, electric, and water. Now, electric and water I can control to some extent, right? Like not cranking up the heat right now as much as I want to. And, just cutting back a little bit, but only to some extent. The food is really the biggest variable expense that we have. It's one of our biggest expenses in general. And I've really been working on meal planning and shopping in a way that reduces that expense. And so I'm going to be tracking our totals for the month. And I've been grocery shopping every week. I might try to switch to a twice a week system. But regardless of how I do it, I'm just going to add up my totals for the month. I do have a budget in mind for the month, and I set it to a reasonable but on the high side goal in the hopes that I will beat it each month. So that's our food budget. Electric and water is only quarterly, but I just wanted it to look like the other ones. So there'll only be 4 here, but it'll help me track to see how we're doing. I know there's probably going to be trends in certain months, like electric will go up, in the winter and up a little bit again in the summer and so on. And water usually goes up during the summer. So it'll be kind of fun to look at those trends. I believe those are all my general pages. So now we're on the month pages. I've done January. I've left space for, all the months in here. I do have tabs. I did get the, here it is. I did get this Erin Condren tab. Well, you can't see them all. Okay, well, the tabs to put on, and I may or may not use them. We'll see how it goes. But I used another of the sticker sheets. This is Painted Petals theme. And these stickers are from the seasonal Erin Condren sticker book. Basically, what I have here is income up here. We just have my husband's income, and so it's fairly easy to just say, and it's not variable. This is what our income is for the month. And then this is our, I call them fixed expenses, I guess, things that happen all the time. I need to change this to entertainment because I forgot we had PBS Kids there. These are slightly more variable. I just want to track. We do have budgets for it, but our electric is Pepco and our gas from our cars. It's mostly the same every month, but I have a place there. How much we're paying on our debts, and then savings. We do have 529 plans for both kids, savings for house, and then we have sinking funds, which I will get more into in a minute. And then over here, groceries, and then I left a couple if we go out to eat or something, some lines for that. And then other. So these would be any other expenses. What I did is I like to think through before we buy things, what I need and want to buy because I have a limited budget. So I put these little sticky notes in here. It's not very neat, but they said to do, and now it's to buy. And I'm just writing down things as I think of them that we're going to either need or want to buy this month. And then if I need to prioritize and cross something off, I can. And then once I actually buy things, I will be moving these and writing them down here. And then at the end of the month, the totals will all, well, there should be a total here too. The totals will all be added up. And then I'll make a note here of kind of how we did, like mostly like how much we paid on debt and how much we saved. That's my intention there. This side of the page is our sinking funds. So you saw these on our annual sinking fund page, and there will be a page like this for each month. So we indicate how much is already in that sinking fund, where we're starting from, how much we're adding, and I have a set amount based on how much we need to save that we're adding in that month, and then how much we used. So for example, in January, we are paying for car insurance. So we're going to be starting, we've been saving, so we're going to start with a certain amount. We're going to add the amount we normally add, and then we're going to be subtracting all of that, basically. It's not every category is it all, but we're going to be subtracting it, and then we'll end up probably with a blank. We will end up with a blank slate to start again next month for saving up. And that's basically how these work. Usually car insurance and home insurance are one of those things you save up for and then you use all of it because we don't need to save more than we need to pay. But things like homeschool, I save a bit each month, and then I might not use the whole everything at once. But if I see something that I think we're going to need soon, or maybe we'll need it next year, but it's on sale, I'll go ahead and buy it, and I'll subtract it here. So it'll be noted over here under other with a note that it's from the homeschool sinking funds. So it won't be in the total for the month, if that makes sense. It's something that's going to then come out of this sinking funds fund instead of out of our monthly budget. So that's what we have. It works well for things like, Amazon Prime and Ancestry.com are subscriptions I have that renew once a year, and I have a tendency to forget about them. So I have now looked up exactly how much it is and exactly when, and so that I can plan that out. And that's, oh, I do have one more thing. So back here, I haven't done it yet, but I left some pages. I'm going to be starting from the back for notes on financial books that I'm reading, if I feel like they weren't notes. So I read Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover, and I read The Automatic Millionaire by, I want to say his name was Dave something, but I'm sorry, I can't remember. I did take notes just on physical paper before I got my notebook, and so I'm going to transfer those notes in here. I have read a couple other money books, but to be honest, the other ones, they weren't as impressive to me. So, but I'm about to start The Opposite of Spoiled, and I've heard great things about that. So that will probably get another page in here. Then the last thing I want to show you is, this does not come in the notebook. This was actually for my very first, oh, I got to fix that a little bit. But this folder, it's two-sided, was actually from my very first Erin Condren Life Planner. And what I did is I went and I cut it from the inside and then put it in here, and that works great. It was a great tip I saw. Here are my notes that I got to transfer. And then I did the same thing with the pouch that was in that Life Planner. I believe it was the 2016 Life Planner. And this is great. I actually went grocery shopping yesterday, and I need to put the amounts in. And so I keep it in here, and then when I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna add it up, and because I go to more than one store at a time, and yeah, and I'm going to put it in the binder. And I have coupons in here too. And I've recently discovered Aldi's. Anybody else love Aldi? Comment, like. Our store is actually being remodeled, which sounds actually very exciting. And so they gave us coupons to use at another local store for while they're closed. So I'm happy with that. That works for me. The other store isn't that far away. It's very cool. But I digress. So that, my friends, is my budget notebook. Please like, subscribe. There may be more planning videos. I'm enjoying doing this and sharing this with you. There will be more homeschooling videos for sure. I've just got to get my camera back up, and I've already got some stuff filmed, and I got to edit it. So yes, like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.